NFL fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of the J All Day NFL Show. In today's episode, I got 3 underdogs for Week 7 that have the potential to make us some cash this weekend. There's been a lot of plus money teams getting big W's week in and week out. We had one last night. Somehow the Steelers lost to Joe Flacco and the worst offensive line in the NFL, allowing him to go for 342 and 3 touchdowns. It's been a wild ride this NFL season. So I got 3 upsets coming for you guys in today's video. But first, do me a huge favor, smash that like button, hit that hype button as well. Both of these things really help us get into YouTube's algorithm. And if you want more NFL content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get into today's video. Today's video is sponsored by Underdog. Play $5 and get $100 in bonus funds for all new members using my promo code JALLDAY. All right, NFL fans, let's kick off these 3 dogs that are going to make us some cash. All right, what I consider underdogs is whether or not they're plus money through Vegas. Whether you think they're underdogs or not, that's an arbitrary thing, right? So I got 3 teams for you that are plus money in Week 7. Let's get rolling. The first, if you take a look at your screen, is the Indianapolis Colts at plus 1.5 versus this LA Chargers team. I want to show you the LA Chargers depth chart right now. The offensive line is extremely banged up, man. They don't have a ton of depth. Rashawn Slater's done for the year starting left tackle, right? Excuse me. Joe Alt has been pushed over to left tackle. He was limited in Thursday's practice. He's questionable at best if he's going to play. And if he doesn't play, I won't be surprised at all whatsoever. And then we got Pipkins the third at right tackle. He hasn't been good when he's been playing, and he's been hurt either. He did not practice on Wednesday, right? So exceptionally thin. Really, really, really thin. Then Bobby Hart would be in line to start. 7th round pick from back in 2015. Dude's 31 years of age. Not a good look there, in my opinion, going up against these Indianapolis Colts, right? And then Bozeman, he's questionable. Jamari Seiler, who's swing tackle and guard, he's questionable as well. Justin Herbert has been sacked, I think, the most in the NFL. I think he's been sacked 18 times so far this year with Justin Herbert, right? So then they're going up against a team that's playing really, really good football. They do play a lot of zone, Lou Anarumo. And we take a look at the Colts depth chart. Everyone's looking pretty healthy in my opinion, right? We got Charvarius Ward. He's out at the cornerback spot. Kenny Moore is questionable going into this week. He says will return to practice Wednesday and participate in individual drills, but I don't think he's going to play. Another reason why I like the Colts in this spot versus the Chargers, guys, is if you take a look at last week's game versus the Miami Dolphins, they barely beat a horrible Dolphins team. Almost blew it there in the fourth quarter without Tyreek Hill. They did force 3 interceptions, but our boy Devon Achane, 16 carries, 128 freaking yards, 8 yards per carry, and 2 tutties. And you know who's rocking and rolling this NFL season? That is Jonathan Taylor, dude. He has looked great so far. Averaging over 5 yards per carry in the regular season. Ranks first in touchdowns, first in yards, first in carries. I'm expecting Jonathan Taylor to go off in this spot versus the LA Chargers. And with a bum offensive line, I don't know if they're going to be able to do enough against a pretty decent Indianapolis Colts defense, right? So number 1 on our list for dogs that are going to have some upsets in Week 7 is the Indianapolis Colts. Next up on our list is none other than the team going against this 49ers roster, the Atlanta Falcons, who had a nice win over the Buffalo Bills last week, guys. So, awful news out of San Francisco. Our boy, Fred Warner, who's a joy to watch, the best linebacker in the NFL, done for the year. Broken and dislocated ankle surgery he had to have. Nick Bosa is out as well. So this defense has a lot of young guys, a lot of inexperienced guys, Upton Stout, Michael Williams, CJ West, Alfred Collins. A A lot of rookies. And then Tatum Bethune is going to pop into this middle linebacker spot. Leaves a lot to be desired there in San Francisco. And then the offensive bug is still awful as well. Not a lot of depth at the offensive line positions at all. Ricky Pearsall is questionable going into this game. Non-participant in Thursday's practice. He's probably out in this spot. Kittle is up in the air. He practiced limited capacity. He didn't practice on Wednesday. Limited on Thursday. So, I don't know. Not looking good for George Kittle. They might give him one more week of rest. And Juwan Jennings, also questionable. Limited. Ankle, ribs, shoulder. He's just super banged up. There's no way he's going to be 100% healthy. Valdez-Scantling, he's questionable as well. No Ayuk. Sky Moore, questionable. This 49ers team is just very, very banged up. And they got to go and take on, they are at home, but they got to play the Atlanta Falcons offense that's humming right now, man. They look great against Buffalo. Buffalo's defense is pretty ass, though, in my opinion. So take that with a grain of salt. But without Fred Warner, I think Bijan Robinson's in line for a monster performance. 19 carries, 170 yards, 9 yards per carry last week versus Buffalo. Drake London, ballin', 10 catches, $158, and a tutty. And Michael Penix Jr. still a little more inconsistent with the football than I would like. Right? Sacked twice, 20 for 32. Not awesome. You know what I mean? Not great. But his average is good, over 7 yards per attempt. I mean, and they got Kyle Pitts and Drake London and Tyler Algier. I mean, they just got a ton of really talented guys, man. They look really, really, really good, right? And the defense has been playing better. Not great unit by any stretch of the imagination, but they're good. I think they're good enough to slow down pretty much Christian McCaffrey versus the world. Is it going to be Brock Purdy or Mac Jones? Mac Jones has been banged up. Brock Purdy's been banged up. If this 49ers team can will themselves to victory versus this high-powered offense, so be it. You know what I mean? But I think the Falcons are in a great spot to get a win there for sure, especially if you want to take them in the points. I think they're 2.5-point dogs right now. You could buy 1.5, get it up to 4. I think if they win, it's not going to be by a ton of points, in my opinion, right? If we look at the 49ers over this season, they're winning a lot of close games. 1-point win, 5-point win, 4-point win, 3-point win. So if we get them in a teaser as well, that could really perform well for us this week, you know, in my opinion. I just think this Falcons offense is a lot more explosive, in my opinion, than the Buccaneers, who were piecing that team together with tons of injuries to Mike Evans, Emeka Egbuka, and company, right? So I love this spot for the San Francisco 49ers to lose at home and make our Atlanta Falcons dogs winning by upset, right? Whether you want to say they're favorites or not favorites, I'm just doing it by Vegas. If you're plus money through Vegas, then you're an underdog for this particular exercise, right? Next up on the agenda, we got the Dallas Cowgirls. Sorry. Dallas Cowboys. Sorry. My bad. Sorry about that. But, yeah, the Cowboys are playing at home versus the Commanders, who lost to the Bears last week in a dreadful performance. But the cool thing about this spot is it looks like our boy CeeDee Lamb is coming back. Lamb said Thursday that he plans to play in Sunday's game against the Commanders without any snap limitations. With Lamb and Pickens, the Commanders got their hands full. And this offensive line is getting healthy. Tyler Guyton's back in the lineup. Tyler Smith is looking healthy, limited in practice on Wednesday. Hopefully he moves to full practice today, right? And then Tyler Booker, he looks like he's a go. Logged a limited practice on Wednesday as well. These guys are all moving towards playing in this game, right? So I like a healthy offensive line. There was some really crazy news that Trevon Diggs had some incident at home and got a concussion, that he's not going to be playing in this game. I don't know what the hell happened, but super weird. But he's out. Just an FYI. That just happened a few minutes ago. It got released. And then on the flip side, we got the Commanders. Terry McLaurin has been ruled out this week. They really struggled to move the ball. The only way the Commanders win this game is if Krusky Merritt goes for like 13 carries for like 200 yards. That's the only way I see them winning. But if I'm the freaking Cowboys, I'm stacking that damn box and making Jaden Daniels beat me with his arm without Terry McLaurin. And it looks like without Deebo Samuel, right? Deebo said Friday he isn't sure if he'll play Sunday at Dallas. He looks banged up. He's probably not going to play in this spot. So, no Terry McLaurin. No Deebo Samuel. We got a 300-year-old Zach Ertz. I think they're going to struggle to keep up pace with a Dallas Cowboys offense that could really, really sling it, man. If we take a look at the Cowboys over the season, they're putting up some serious pointage, man. 27, 37, 40. They did get their ass kicked by the Bears and only scored 14, but 40 against the Giants, 20 against the Birds. They could score some freaking points, and they're at home, right? So, at home this year, they put up 40 against the Packers and 40 against the Giants. So, 2 home games. They've only played 2 home games so far this season. Both of them, they hung up 40 burgers, right? The Commanders are not scoring 40 points. Mark my words. No way. No way. And I think it's going to be tough for the Commanders defense to get this Cowboys offense off the field, right? So I love this spot. I love the Cowboys in teasers as well. It's going to be a fun matchup. Division games are always crazy, but as of right now, they were at plus 2.5. Now the line just moved to minus 1.5. But before I did some research on this video, the Cowboys were dogs. Now they just moved to be the favorite by 1.5. But I'm sticking with it. I'm going with the Cowboys to win this game, even though the line just flipped over after the Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel news. But listen, a couple of days ago, the Commanders were favored in this spot. It opened at minus 2.5, so that's a big swing. And Terry McLaurin wasn't in line to play at all whatsoever, right? So the line could switch back, but as of right now, there's some money coming in on the Cowboys, so that's why the line has shifted. But this is pretty much even money, guys, so roll with it. Minus 1.5 at minus 105. I love that. You know, you could buy a point. You could buy a half a point if you want. Get it at like minus 115, minus 120, and you get the 1 point. So I know that this line just switched over, like literally right now it just switched over because the research I did this morning still had the Commanders as favorites and the Cowboys as dogs. But that's 3 games. Now it's 2 underdogs and 1 slight favorite, right? With the Cowboys, we got the Colts that are dogs, and we got the Falcons that are dogs. I think these are great opportunities to get teams at really fair value for our sports book, guys, and make some cash, right? There it is, guys. There's some of my underdogs for week number 7. And if you want another underdog, just to make it underdog's sake, Jacksonville Jaguars over the LA Rams. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. But this game is in London. Puka Nacua has been ruled out. The Rams offense has really, really struggled to maintain any semblance of offense without Puka Nacua. And if you look, everyone's like, this defense is so good. Okay, they were playing the Ravens horseshit defense, but the week before the 49ers game, if you go play-by-play, they let the 49ers, who were playing the F squad, march down 2 consecutive drives and score touchdowns. So I like the Jaguars. They're plus 3 right now. So let's flip it. I do like the Cowboys in this spot, but Jaguars. Then we'll go with the Atlanta Falcons and the Colts. 3 underdogs to make us some cash. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And check out the underdog promo in the description down below. Peace.